As Black History Month comes to a close today, we want to introduce you to one of the most esteemed and respected members of the bar, Senior U.S. District Judge Curtis Collier. His achievements are many, but it's his life story that is truly amazing.
From a dirt road to the top of his field, and considering society and the system back then, the odds were stacked against this black child from the South ever succeeding. But he found a way. And now at age 73, we wanted to get his thoughts on his past, our present, and our future.
I was born into poverty and segregation. There were a lot of things that I went through back then that it's hard for me to believe that we actually made it through.
This ornate chamber at the Solomon Federal Courthouse is a far cry from Marianna, Arkansas in 1949. Judge Curtis Collier grew up in a divided society. The haves were white, the have-nots were black.
We had dirt roads in all of the streets in the black community, and in the white community they were all paid. The only jobs that blacks had were menial jobs, except for school teachers and the undertaker. Just about everything else that blacks had aspirations to was menial. They made very low income.
And as the third of 8 children at the time, his labor started at an early age.
I started working in cotton fields when I was 10 years old, I believe, as a water boy. I would take buckets of water out into the fields so that the adults and older children could have water.
He knew this is not what he wanted for his life. Admittedly not an athlete or singer or a dancer, Judge Collier fell in love with learning. In an era where even the public library was off limits, education ended up being his ticket out. He was high school valedictorian, studied chemistry at Tennessee State, joined the Air Force, then earned a law degree from Duke. All this set his course to, in 1995, be named the first and as of yet only black federal judge in the Eastern District of Tennessee.
If someone had told anyone in our community, whether black or white, or in the entire state of Arkansas, that this young black boy one day was going to be an officer in the United States military, an assistant United States attorney, a federal prosecutor, or a United States district judge, they would have laughed at you. From Delaware to Texas, black children born at that time did not have those possibilities.
And while today the opportunities and potential are much better, he worries about a lack of figures to emulate. He says in his youth, community leaders such as teachers and principals lived close by.
They went to our churches, they participated in our clubs, so you had a chance to meet role models and learn from people who were interested in bettering themselves, and they push you along. Nowadays, we're not only segregated still by race, we're also segregated by class. So a lot of the young black kids now growing up in environments where they don't have that. They don't have people who work every day for a living, who wear clothes like I do, who are judges and lawyers and doctors and whatnot.
And his family was certainly the bedrock of who he is today. Judge Collier is a husband, a proud father, and a doting grandfather. He had great role models.
My parents stayed together, which is the most important thing in my life. And I learned an awful lot from them, just listening to them talk, listen to them talk to their friends and relatives and whatnot.
Judge Collier says despite our divisions, he still has hope for the future.
We've had reasons to be divided since the time the country started. And somehow we've survived each occasion. I don't know how we've done it or who's going to come. We were so lucky to have George Washington at the time. We were lucky to have Abraham Lincoln at the time. And I just have faith and confidence that something's going to happen to avoid a divorce. I think that, like in many families, maybe some counseling, some hard conversations, and we'll get that marriage back together.
Judge Collier told us his advice to young people of all races is aim high. He says when you do your best every day at whatever it is you get into, doors are likely to open. Then it's up to you to take advantage. We thank Judge Collier for his time and to all of his staff for the assistance in making our sit-down interview happen there.